Hello, today we're going to talk about chapter one and research methods. That's the biggest part of this chapter that I feel like the authors want you to understand. I do have a true confession. The only B that I ever made in my master's program was in research. It was my very first master's class and it was so difficult. There was so much work involved. I will say that at the end of my master's program, 2 years into it, I felt like it was beneficial because it showed me how to use the library at the college I was attending, the online library, because, let's face it, I graduated high school in the 90s, and it was, you went into a actual library and you picked up a book and you read the book, and then you checked it out of your high school library, and then you checked it back in 2 weeks later. So that was very difficult for me to learn how to use, and I was older college student, so all of the kids that were in class, students that were in classes with me, they were much younger, and they did the ebook portion of everything, and they thought I was crazy because I would just bring in piles and piles and piles of books, and they thought I was nuts for doing that. But I didn't know how to use technology. The internet was just starting, at the end of my associates. Probably 98-ish, 98-ish when I had my first child. So there was a long period of time where I didn't have the resources that you guys have today. So anyway, going into the scientific method. When we talk about the scientific method, there's the science behind it. And then, that backs up or supports your theory. And then the descriptive research, can you imagine watching a group of horses and how they interact with each other, or a group of cattle, or a group of monkeys? And then describing all of that research and all the things that you witness, how they interact, their feeding cycles, all those things that could be interesting. And then, of course, you have experimental research where we use that to do experiments. You remember, in your elementary years, or you did a project with your parents or grandparents where you did the volcano and you put the baking soda and, was it vinegar? And then you put food coloring in there, and you built a volcano, and you poured everything down inside of it, and then it exploded and erupted, and then you had this lava that was running out. It was so cool as a child. So I hope you enjoy this chapter, kind of learning a little bit about that and talking about your essays, like which type of research you would like to conduct. So thank you.